Good morning, it's 8:33. This is talkSPORT Breakfast. I'm Jeff Stelling. Ally McCoist is with me. Now, Erling Haaland may not be the only person eating humble pie this morning.
Wolverhampton Wanderers to the Championship. Miles off England.
Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0, and perfect start for Wolves. It's Wolves 1, Aston Villa 0.
Wolverhampton Wanderers. They're getting away with murder.
Wolves 2, Villa 0. Mateus Cunha in the 7th minute of added time with an absolutely brilliant finish.
Aston Villa. All stole it of us, but they're in big trouble, my friend, Wolves.
Wolves have won this by 2-0 against Aston Villa, who suffer their 4th post-Champions League defeat.
Where, my friend?
Wolverhampton. Yeah, Wolves were without a win in 2025 before Gabby's beloved Villa turned up at Molineux. That's a team chasing a place in next season's Champions League, playing a team battling relegation. A team unbeaten in 5 games against a team that had won just twice at home all season. So, yeah, you guessed it. Wolves beat Villa 2-0. So let's welcome someone to the show who will no doubt want to apologise for previous comments and compliment Wolves on their victory. It's a very good morning to Gabby Agbonlahor. Morning, Gabs.
Good morning. Morning, lads. How are we?
Yeah, we're very good. But I tell you what, Wolves were good, weren't they?
Listen, first half, they were a lot better than us. We didn't turn up. Second half, we were the better team. But disallowed goal for me should have been a goal.
Gabby, I'm glad you mentioned that. That was one of the worst decisions, not just of the weekend, but one of the worst of the season. It was absolute nonsense. The VAR chose to get involved. It was Morgan Rogers, wasn't it, who was judged to be offside, but interfering with a Wolves defender. What a load of rubbish.
It's getting out of hand now. And, I called them a bunch of, I can't say it on radio, but I would definitely, Jeff, get ex-players involved, because I just think, Ali, it doesn't have to be ex-players. People that know a bit of football, Jeff, how is that offside? It's clever play by Aston Villa's set-piece coach, and it's not. It's worked. We scored a goal. We're in in charge of the game, and look what happens. We end up 2-0, so frustrating. But if you look at the game in the first half, we were miles off it. We didn't treat it like a derby. Wolves treated it like a derby.
Yeah, I mean, look, Bellegarde and Cunha, and the big lad at the back, Emmanuel Agbadou, he looks a find. Yeah. I thought Wolves were terrific on the day. Left in silence.
I totally agree, Jeff. I thought Villa didn't turn up first half. A lot of the players that started the first half looked tired. That's why he made 4 changes at half time. Maybe he should have started even more fresher team, because you had options on the bench. But our form after playing Champions League is shocking. Newcastle's was similar last season, and that needs to be fixed.
Gab, that's what I was going to ask you, mate. I mean, by no shape or form are Villa having a poor season, because they're not. But the one kind of they're ticking away fine. You know, the season's going along, I would say, you know, where I expected it to be. Yeah. Can you definitely see the kind of problems that they're having in terms of the recovery from the Champions League?
Yeah, and just in general, Al, we don't keep clean sheets anymore. Constantine come out after the game and said that we're too easy to score against. I mean, if you look at the first goal, I know Kamara's a centre midfielder, but you just got to follow your runner. It's a simple run from Bellegarde in behind. Emi Martinez can do better as well at his near post. The second goal's too easy for Cunha to make a little turn and put it in the back of the net. But Villa need to get back to sorting that defence out, and there's talk of 2 or 3 attackers coming in. We need a second half today.
Interesting. I mean, look, there's no doubt, especially if Ollie Watkins has picked up a groin, then, you know, Villa, you're stretched at the moment. The Marcus Rashford loan deal is done. Might be a permanent deal depending on how he gets on during the course of the next few months. But what do you feel about that, Gabby, Rashford arriving at Villa Park?
Listen, when I first heard about it, I was like, I'm not too sure. I feel like if he's not training well, and it's 2 to 3 managers now are saying the same thing about him. He's playing for his home team. He's a Manchester lad. He's a Man United lad, and you can't train hard. So when I first heard about it, I was a bit cautious. But now I think about it, it's a loan. Aston Villa have just earned 10 million for finishing in the top 8. That'll cover half of his wages for 5 months. Unai Emery can get the best out of certain players. Marcus Rashford's got a lot to prove. You know, if we can get anywhere near 2022-2023 season, 56 games, 30 goals, 9 assists, we can get anything like that Marcus Rashford, then it could be a successful loan. But think about a front line of Rashford, Ramsey, Rodgers, Marlon, Asensio behind Watkins. Like, just think of the options that we could have once Rashford and Asensio are in the door.
Gab, what about a big game yesterday? I'm guessing you, like the rest of us, weren't really surprised now. It's not a shock. I mean, I thought like it was a good game for an hour. Then I looked at City and I thought it capitulated, mate, and the quality of defending and the goals they lost were shocking. What do you think of the match, mate?
I just felt that Arsenal done exactly what they needed to do. Previous games, Arsenal would have sat back. They know how weak City are in midfield and defence. I feel sorry for Newlands at right back. He's a centre midfielder playing right back and he's getting twisted inside out every game he plays. I feel like at the back, Akanji doesn't look the same. Gvardiol defensively doesn't look great. Ortega was poor. I felt Bernardo Silva was poor. I felt Marmoush and Savinho, whenever they got the ball, they come backwards and played it back to the midfielder. They didn't drive at the Arsenal defence. It seemed a bit of a scared City, to be honest, watching them. And Savinho on the left and not on the right. Do you know what I mean? Marmoush number 10 and not on the left, where he's had joy in his first game. I feel like Pep got it wrong again.
I mean, from an Arsenal point of view, it's a brilliant result. When you look at the league table, though, Gabby, it's still 6 points, the gap, and Liverpool still have that game in hand. You feel that Arsenal are going to have to win pretty much every game between now and the end of the season. And even though they do put runs together, it's hard to see that happening, isn't it?
100%. And you look at the game against Bournemouth for Liverpool, and yes, Bournemouth had chances, but you just know Liverpool are going to get it done, Jeff. You just know Salah's, Gakpo, Diaz, Canate and Van Dijk at the back. They're just a complete side, aren't they? We're able to rest players midweek in the Champions League. So I just feel that Liverpool will get it over the line. I feel like Liverpool could even win the treble. I really do. Champions League, Premier League, Carabao Cup. It's there for Liverpool to go and win. But I don't know about you guys. I was happy for Arsenal. Great win.
Yeah.
Some of the celebrations, great. But after the game, they're playing the song by Kendrick Lamar, Be Humble. And I'm just thinking, like, Man City won it all.
I know.
Haaland's won the treble. Haaland's completed the game nearly. So let's have a little bit. Calm down a bit.
It's a funny one, mate, because I don't mind it, right? I don't mind it, and I know deep down you don't mind it either. So some of the Arsenal fans will look on it, understandably, as a little bit of payback, right?
Yeah.
But I take your point, mate. That they've had their day yesterday, but effectively, it's 3 points, mate. You know, it's not a title, it's not a cup. You know, City have done it all in the last 4 or 5 years.
I think that's what Pep said after the game. They were explaining to Pep about the celebrations that they were doing Arsenal, and Pep was like, "Oh, I didn't know. Okay. So don't be surprised. Pep's got something in line for Arsenal in the future. The rivalry is going to be up now, and Arsenal now go and win the Champions League. Then go and win the Premier League like Haaland's done. If you're giving out this sort of like banter, go and win something at the end of the season."
Gabby, hope you're enjoying that European tour. You must have some stamps in that passport of yours by now.
Yeah, but I think, Jeff, because of you and Ali's wages, we ran out of money. So I'm going to have to get my wallet out for the last 16 myself.
Brilliant. Gabby, thanks very much indeed.
Take it easy, mate.
talkSPORT Breakfast, waking you up Monday to Friday morning from 6 a.m. on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.